Hello, beautiful soul, and welcome back to Soulful Sundays by Soulful Nectar. I am your guide, Erin LaFleur, your sister in self-love, self-care, and all things soul nourishing with a little bit of sisterhood magic. Every Sunday, we're going to take a few minutes to pour into you because you deserve a space full of love, joy, and laughter. We have finally arrived at the final chapter of our September series, The Sacredness of Self-Care. Today's episode is entitled Grace Over Perfection, the Real Key to Sustainable Self-Care. Because let's be honest, if we're aiming for perfection, we are setting ourselves up for disappointment every time. All right. So self-care is not about getting it just right. It's about creating rhythms that honor where you are and not punish you for where you are not. Meaning you are where you are and you're right where you need to be in this very moment. And in this very moment, when you show up present and you show up happy, you are expressing gratitude because you are where you need to be in your journey. So baby, I hope you got your tea, you got your coffee, you got your sparkling water. I hope you are ready to jump right into this episode. So let's get into it. So last week we talked about soulful spaces and the way our physical and digital environments impact our energy and our focus and even our moods. And we've learned that clutter isn't just stuff. It's a stressor. It can spike your cortisol, it can drain your focus, and it can leave you mentally fatigued. People be tired out here. But we've also learned that into practical steps, small tidies, digital cleanups, and making our spaces more nourishing instead of draining. The challenge from last week was to reflect on how your spaces affected your energy and to affirm that you deserve environments that support your joy and your own growth. And if you joined in on last week's challenge, I want you to take a second to notice how even a little shift in your space made you feel. Tiny shifts. Those microscopic, those small shifts, those 1% better days, those tiny changes, they matter. Now, baby, let's talk about the big elephant in the room. And my God, it's big. Perfectionism. Perfectionism whispers, if you can't do it all, you might as well do nothing. Grace, on the other hand, says do what you can with what you have, and that is enough. You are enough. In this moment, you're giving your all. You are enough. And when it comes to self-care, grace is what you need. And grace helps you to stay consistent. Because here's the truth. No one's routine will be flawless. You'll miss workouts. You'll skip journaling. You'll forget to drink enough water, baby. Look, if I don't have my cup, I know I'm not drinking enough water. You'll find yourself scrolling instead of meditating. You'll find yourself off in la la land doom scrolling instead of focusing on your research. You'll find yourself doing everything else. But that does not mean that you have failed. That just simply means that you are human. And you need to shift your thinking into understanding that self-care is a practice, not just a performance. It's like learning an instrument. It's like learning how to hit every note perfectly. But it's about showing up, practicing, and allowing yourself to grow through the process. Everything is not going to be gumdrops and rainbows. Some days you're going to have to push yourself. And when you give yourself grace, you free yourself from the all or nothing trap that you create. And that, my loves, is the key to self-care that lasts. Here are a few ways to practice grace over perfection in your self-care by redefining what you think success is. Instead of, I must work out for an hour, try, I'll move my body today in a way that feels good. I will make the time to move. I will make the time to walk. I will walk extra steps. Pivot. Don't quit. If you miss your morning journaling, take 5 minutes to do so at lunch. It is okay to sit down for a second and rest, but it is never okay to quit. And always, always, always celebrate your effort, not just the outcome. You need to be giving yourself grace, giving yourself celebrations, giving yourself your accolades as you are on your journey. Because we all know once you get to the end, if you're only celebrating then, that is what that celebration is going to be used for. You need to trigger your brain and get your brain to understand that you celebrated each given moment. Because number one, you didn't have to be here. Somebody didn't make it to this area in their journey. You can celebrate. You are here. You are alive. You are present. You are working. You are doing what needs to be done. You are taking the steps that needs to be taken. And baby, even if it takes you 20 years to get somewhere, it took somebody 5 days. I know that's a big exaggeration, but understand that your journey is for you specifically. You are where you are in each moment that you specifically need to be. Whatever moment that you reach that peak is the moment that it was destined for you. No one else can take that feeling from you. No one else can take your journey from you. No one else can take the education, can take the lessons, can take everything that was meant and bestowed upon you throughout your journey. No one can take that from you. You build on experience. You build from experience to go on into your future self. And you need to celebrate at every point of your journey. It is beneficial. It is necessary. Once you create those small celebrations throughout your journey, your brain is understanding that, hey, I don't have to wait until the end. I'm going to be celebrated throughout. I don't have to wait until I cross the finish line. I'm going to be celebrated throughout. Small successes, small wins. I don't care if it's just, I made sure to wake up this morning and brush my teeth. Hey, a win is a win. I woke up this morning and I spent an hour to send out emails. A win is a win. I woke up this morning and I walked 3 miles. A win is a win. I woke up this morning and I was able to take the trash out. A win is a win wherever you are in your journey. Progress over perfection. Give yourself grace. A win is a win. And when you learn to celebrate those small wins as you go throughout your journey, you understand that showing up, even imperfectly, is still worth honoring. You are worth it. And baby, this is my favorite one. Drop the comparison game. Get off of IG, get off of Facebook, get off of YouTube. Your success, your self-love does not have to look like everyone else's. Do what nourishes you, what is unique to you. You are your own individual. What works for Ari ain't gonna work for you. What works for Jada Waiter is not gonna work for you. What works for Alicia Keys, what works for Beyonce, what works for XYZ, what works for 123 may not always work for you. You do what works for you uniquely for you. Yes, I do understand we want those $1 billion beauty routines. I do understand it. I get it. But just because it costs $1 million does not mean it's going to work for you. You have to find the formula, just like with skincare. That's what we're trying to do right now. We're trying to find a formula that works. Once you find a formula that works for you, it might not work for your sister. It might not work for your cousin. It might not work for your neighbor. It might not work for your church member. It might not work for your classmate. It might not work for your coworker. No, nothing. It might just work for you. And that is why finding what works uniquely for you with self-love and self-care is beneficial as well. Because just because it looks good in the magazine and it looks good on TV and it looks good on Pinterest and it looks good, don't mean it's good for you. Focus on what's unique to you. Get your mind off the celebrity gossip and what they were doing this week and what they were doing that week and what they were doing last month and where they did and why I can't do the same thing. Baby, it's about you. Figure out what works for you. Giving yourself grace is not about doing less. It's about doing what's possible for yourself with compassion and kindness. Understand that. What works for them is not going to work for you. Find what works for you and focus on that. Hone in on that. Generate from that. Transmute from that. All right, let's go ahead and jump into this week's challenge. This is the last one for our Sacredness of September series. And I want to give you 3 different ways that you can carry grace into your self-care. We have our journaling prompt number 1. When did perfectionism hold me back from caring for myself this week? And how can I show myself grace instead? Baby, I already have mine. I'm already ready for it. Here's your I am scripting prompt. I am someone who embraces progress over perfection. My self-care flows from grace, flexibility, and consistency. Here's your affirmation for the week. I give myself grace as I grow. Consistency, not perfection, is my path to well-being. And I honor every small step as sacred self-care. And sweetheart, I need for you to carry these with you, especially when the urge for perfection creeps in. Because, baby, when I tell you, sometimes it be ready to pounce on you real quick. Real quick. So as we close this chapter on the sacredness of self-care for the month of September, remember this. Perfection was never the goal. Self-care is a lifelong journey of grace, flexibility, and love towards yourself. The goal is always to nourish yourself and be better each and every day. But family, in this next week, we are shaking things up. October is going to be Spooktober here. And here on Soulful Sundays, we are busting myths that haunt our view on self-care. We are diving into truths like what it truly means to say self-care isn't selfish and that no is a full sentence. So consider this your spoiler alert, baby. We're about to get real and raw with a little bit of spookiness in regards to all the lies that we have been told around self-care. Until then, give yourself grace this week. Understand that it's truly about progress and not about perfection. And always remember, self-love is not selfish. It is essential. And when you care for yourself first, you have more energy, more compassion, and more joy to share with everyone in the world. And if you are ready to start your journaling journey, you can grab the Self-Love Journal at soulfulnectar.com and grab one of our affirmation bookmarks or our self-love pen to create your self-love journaling environment. And I'll make sure to link those in the show notes for you. Well, once again, thank you for joining me for Soulful Sundays. Until next week, keep blooming from within, and y'all have a great day.